Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody's doing well. Brand new map, new city skylines. It's a Teddy Radco map I got off the workshop, and I'm very intimidated by it. I don't want to do it injustice. I really don't want to flub it up, but then I never want to flub anything up. It just turns out that way. But there are beautiful roadways and rail, several shipping channels. Very surprised by that. Lots of ready-made, like dock areas. I don't wish I knew what I was saying. The terrain is not too bad. I believe, didn't it say 69% buildable or something? So there's a lot to work with. That, I think we need to ignore this. I think this is done mainly for terrain coloration. I'm not sure. But there's quite a bit there. But we're not going to be using all of it. It doesn't matter. And I do have that tool that can remove it. Fishing isn't all that great, but we do have tuna and salmon floating around there. The salmon's in the river. And I do love my fishing. But it doesn't necessarily matter what we catch. And yeah, that's our wind map, which I don't necessarily use. I'm not a fan of those wind turbines. I just think they're creepy. I'm sorry. If you've ever gone through Indiana, you will know why I don't like them. But we have nice white sand beaches. The water looks so beautiful, doesn't it? Nice and glassy. It is not too hilly, but it isn't too flat either. I'm trying to show you the whole map. I'm using different camera mods and I'm not doing well. I just don't do well with cameras. I apologize. But I'm trying to go as slow as I can to give you an idea of what we'll be working with here. And I will have to reiterate, I'm terrified. There's so much I want to do, and there's so much I don't want to do because I'm afraid of ruining this. But these islands here really intrigue me. I know they're way far away, but I've got thoughts and ideas. I just don't know how well I can implement them. Oh, and I might as well mention it now. I actually downloaded another tree mod, and it's specifically dedicated to the LOD, and I have it on Ultra here. And those Corsican pines still look horrible. So I'm sorry. I've tried everything, and I don't know if it's my computer or if it's just me being too dumb to figure out which is the best settings. I've tried them all. The highest, the lowest, in the middle, just below the middle, just above the middle. And not, but this is ultra. This is an ultra setting, which even said it's probably gonna do a number on your FPS. And it just doesn't work. So I am truly sorry that they look horrendous. But my solution has always been to get rid of the trees that are just too high in triangle count. And that Corsican pine is one of them. So I'm going to be removing a majority of this and replacing it with a tree brush that I create. And hopefully most of this nastiness will go away. There's another pine. It's a really pretty pine. It does the same thing. It corrupts until you get right on top of it. And it's very sad, very depressing. But yeah, I do believe he used the oil to make this look like the Italian Alps. Got a little mix of green in there and some ore for the brown. And that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. I doubt we'll be coming out this far anyway. It's a temperate map, by the way. Sorry, going off in a different direction here. But I'm always, well, not always, okay? A majority of my builds are done on boreal maps because that's my favorite. And since I am trying to learn how to play the game and get to a point where I feel comfortable, in that last build that we did on Oracle Lake, I never felt better. I never felt better about a build than I did doing Oracle Lake. So hopefully with this one, my Hello Kitty train keeps coming in. And that's on, what is it, an international train? What do they call that? Intercity? It's so cute. Lots of passengers. Anyway, I felt the best I had felt since I started playing this game and trying to learn how to play the game. So I'm hoping that will carry over here. However, if you did watch that series, I made just as many mistakes as normal, perhaps even more. And that, again, is, oof, don't stop saying again. That is something that I want to continue to work on towards my greater understanding of how this game works. So I have to concentrate less. How do I say this? I have to stop stressing about traffic, tie-ups, unemployment, nitpicky things that bother me that shouldn't bother me. I'm not saying ignore them completely and just let the whole city fry. What I mean is I zero in on things. I guess that would be the autistic personality shining through there. But I latch on to something and it's very difficult for me to let it go and move on. And that's something I have to work on. I want my cities to look much nicer, although I have to admit, I do have the modern city center, is that what it's called? It's supposed to have a bunch of high-rise skyscraper type buildings, and I have yet to see that any of them come in. So I'm not sure how that works, but I think what I need to do is concentrate more on design as opposed to the technical issues that can crop up with a city build. So I think what I'm trying to say is I would like to make my cities prettier roadway-wise. Like instead of doing constant grids and straight lines, I'm going to try and make them a little more unique, I hope. And not necessarily follow what I'm used to seeing in reality, but what I think would look better to complement the map and the terrain. If that makes any sense at all, I doubt it. The water's so nice, isn't it? I really enjoy it. Very pretty. So, I'm not telling you you're going to see something spectacular. I hope if you've been with me long enough, you can realize that might not ever be the case. But I want to keep pushing myself and trying new things and hoping I get the mechanics down so that I can make better decisions about layout and design and things like that. And oh my goodness, bus routes. I'm going back to my original where I make a bus route that goes in one direction and then I cross the street and I make the bus route that goes in the opposite direction. It's not going to loop anymore unless it's really tiny. I hope I can remember to do all these things. I would like to bring in the transportation. I was thinking maybe I should try to get more of the unique buildings by just taking one particular area, spamming it with what those needs. 7 airports, 40,000 deaths or 4,000 deaths over so many years or whatever. But I think that's just going to take too much out of me. I will attempt it, but I can't promise you anything. But I thank you very much for sticking with me to the end and supporting my channel. I hope you look forward to this new series. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.